The very first scene of MAMMOOTTY as Kuttan establishes what he imposes on others. Kuttan's presence means power and control because Kuttan represents an hierarchy, a rigid structure that he lives by, the caste system. He will stick by it no matter what. His child is firmly under his Brahminical grasp. Even something as small as placement of shoes doesn't pass him. The meeting with business partners also proves this. Kuttan is not ready to be vulnerable and take any advice from others, even at the cost of losing the venture. How can he be? After all, he is above others. Kuttan thinks of himself as a great man due to the teachings of his father, which he wants to pass on to his child. The only time we see his other side is in front of his unresponsive mother. Here, the lack of response makes Kuttan believe that his mother agrees with everything he says. The mother is just a tool for affirmation here. The mother's silence gives him validation, gives him confidence. Kuttan never truly tries to understand what his mother needs. This is clear from the scene when his sister visits the mother. Kuttan, who has clearly abused the law and victimized many, feels no guilt about it. In fact, he specializes in infusing the guilt on others. We see that with him driving a guy to suicide. Moreover, we see that with Kuttan infusing guilt on his own child for writing an essay. Even when we feel he is finally understanding his child, all he cares about is his teaching being effective, no matter the child is happy or not. Kuttan's lack of ability to recognize his shortcomings as a parent goes together with his pride and also the beliefs that he can decide everything that is good for others. He even tries to do the same with the teacher in the school, trying to make her feel guilty for his child's injuries. For the Brahminical patriarch that Kuttan is, the greatest shock was his sister falling in love with a Dalit drama artist. Throughout the movie, we see how their presence disturbs him. We see Kuttan here not finding happiness with all his privileges, but his sister who is living with a Dalit and facing discrimination daily because of the caste system being at more peace. The combination of all this and his troubled mental state post his wife's death lead to the scene before climax. I would like to explain the scene through Periyar and Ambedkar. Periyar has illustrated how caste system is maintained through women. Endogamy is the base of caste system. It is important to control woman's sexuality and who she is married to, which means having control over her decisions. The sister's rebellious love is something Kuttan can't take. She bearing the child of a Dalit was the nail in the coffin for Kuttan. We see him checking the gun before coming to her flat, but he doesn't pull the gun trigger. The trigger was assertion by Kuttappan. Like Ambedkar said, it is your claim to equality which hurts them. They want to maintain the status quo. The moment you start to raise your level, conflict starts. The mere thought of his sister's daughter being named after Nangeli leads to disaster. Kuttan overall represents what he himself agrees, a man with old values, outdated notions, a Brahminical patriarch unable to withstand the questioning and assertion of the oppressed. Thank you.